Boys and girls, and ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's Jesse with the Common Nerd, bringing you pop culture and all things nerdy through a common sense lens. And well, it's official, boys and girls, after months of rumors and speculation out there, it is official. Disney's Doctor Who is dead. Yes, the BBC, after having some of the most abysmal ratings in the absolute history of the show out there, Disney has now abandoned BBC and Doctor Who. And why shouldn't they? The show has been an absolute disastrous dumpster fire, and Disney's already broke. They're having enough problems with their own Disney Plus streaming services, turning into nothing more than a money black hole. And of course, now the exact same thing is going on out there. And like I said, this was something that we've been talking about for months. The rumors, of course, had been swirling. We talked about this, whether it be all of our guys over at Cosmic Book News, or whether it be people from The Sun, or wherever the rest of the kind of crazy nonsense was coming from. This is something that we knew was coming beyond a shadow of a doubt, boys and girls. And Deadline now confirms it, boys and girls, that it is all over. Disney Plus officially exiting Doctor Who partnership with BBC after 2 seasons. And I mean, come on, am I the only one out there who was hoping this was going to be good? Russell T Davies was coming back. This was supposed to be our great champion, returning to some kind of normalcy inside of Doctor Who, going back to just going to have good old traditional stories out there. But of course, that's not what happened. We saw what happened with the 60th anniversary. We saw how things went absolutely insane in there. We saw David Tennant and his wonderful character get talked down to continuously, get told, well, you'd understand if only you were a man. And then, of course, LGBT alphabet soup mafia nonsense had to come in overboard out there, because Russell T Davies told us flat out, despite all of the disastrous dumpster fire, despite all of the fans complaining out there, despite the worst ratings in the 60-year history of this show, he said it was full steam ahead no matter what, that his agenda mattered more than Doctor Who storytelling. We thought Chris Chibnall was bad with completely and totally decanonizing Hartnell as the first Doctor, and boys and girls were simply not going to put up with it in any way, shape, or form, and we have watched this show suffer for it. I mean, I love Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who so much that we have dedicated Sunday nights for the last couple of years of reviewing the when Who was good, boys and girls. We just finished the Capaldi era. We've gone all the way back to the black and white era, running through Hartnell route now, and are having an absolute blast of a time. So if you're glad to see Doctor Who's BBC Disney version finally being over, please join us at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, where Mrs. Common Nerd, my dear sweet friend Sunker Maiden, and a lot of the time Mr. Grant Gregory shows up to review that show. Because if you are excited about the fact that Disney Doctor Who is now officially done and the BBC is absolutely scrambling for a new partner to try to salvage this show in any way, shape, or form they can, then join us Sunday nights, because boys and girls, Disney Doctor Who is dead, and they have done it to themselves. So we're going to check out these articles from all over the place. We're probably not going to read Deadline's article, because why bother? Because CosmicBook.News, Matt McGloin, is going to say the exact same thing for us. And of course, this is where we got a lot of our rumors that told us this was the inevitable thing that was going to happen. And boys and girls, it was so funny, because I had so many of those little sycophants possessed by the spirit of the age freaking out in my comment section over, no, it's not dead, it'll be fine. Well, guess what? It's not, and everybody's talking about it. Our friends over at That Park Place, and even the guys over at Fandom Pulse, because everyone who had half a brain in their head knew this was coming. You cannot have the worst ratings in the 60-year history of this show, only to have it turn into this and continue on the way it was. That was never, ever going to happen. So we're going to share this article from Matt McGloin over at CosmicBook.News, give you all the juicy details of exactly what was going on and how much money, in case you need a reminder, Disney was fronting for every single episode of this abysmal, disastrous dumpster fire. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing. We just crossed 2,300. We're sailing our way towards 24 on our journey to 100,000. I think we're sitting at like 2348, so close to 2350, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. Lady, what do you think about all this? Does it surprise you at all that Disney, especially considering how broke they are and considering how much of a disastrous dumpster fire the ratings for Doctor Who have been over the last couple of seasons, that they are exiting, that they are out, that they want nothing to do with this? Do you think BBC will actually be able to find a partner going forward to help them fund this? Or do you think the Christmas special that they've announced, if it actually ever happens, will end up being the end of Doctor Who for a very long time, as many suspect? Let us know what you think about it in the comment section down below. And of course, if you'd like to support the channel, check out the links in the description as well. And remember, despite inside of the Doctor Who writer's room at Bad Wolf under Russell T Davies, all opinions are actually welcome in our comment section down below. So have at it. All right, boys and girls, from CosmicBook.News and our dear sweet Matt McGloin. And boy, a crying Nakuti got, well, couldn't have gotten much better than that, huh? By the way, was this the gayest Doctor Who ever? How'd that work out, Russell T Davies? Sorry, I couldn't resist. The Doctor Who and Disney Plus partnership is over. You know what? Why not? Oops. After months of speculation, the BBC and Disney have confirmed that the co-production deal has come to an end following 2 seasons and 1 upcoming spin-off. Disney Plus will no longer be involved in producing or distributing Doctor Who going forward. Why would they? Why would you bother? It's just a waste of money. It's just a waste of money. The BBC officially announced that Doctor Who will return for a Christmas special in 2026, written by current showrunner Russell T Davies. My question is, who's going to be the Doctor? Because Shooty's already left, unless, I guess it's probably the Shooty one that was probably already shot and already done for. I don't know, because I don't think this is going to be something completely and totally new. Yeah, it's going to be something completely and totally new, because the special will be produced by Bad Wolf in partnership with BBC Studios. While details of future seasons are not yet finalized, because they ain't got the money to fund it, the BBC said more information will be reviewed in due course and made clear that the franchise will continue without Disney. But in what form? Big Finish studio productions, comic books, I don't know, actual old school radio books, audio dramas, audio books, I don't know. Or are we going to go back to the era when BBC was really broke and they had to get creative with storytelling and the Doctor was stuck on Earth the entire time? I don't know. But there's just no way of denying that they are screwed. That's why they had to have the partnership with Disney, and it did them no good. Lindsay Salt, director of drama at BBC, thanked Disney Plus for being a terrific global partners and collaborators over the past 2 seasons, and noted that the upcoming spinoff, The War Between the Land and the Sea, will still air as planned. Well, duh. Disney already paid for it. Which, honestly, I saw the trailer for it. It doesn't look half bad, but it's still written and produced by Russell T Davies and Bad Wolf Productions, and after everything else they've done over the last couple of years, yeah, no, I think I'm good. Let me know in the comment section if you want to torture us and make us watch it on When Who Was Good on Sunday nights. So this is from the BBC head, one of the people that helped hire and destroy Doctor Who. We'd like to thank Disney Plus for being a terrific global partners and collaborators over the past 2 seasons, and for the upcoming The War Between the Land and the Sea. The BBC remains fully committed to Doctor Who, which continues to be one of our most loved dramas. But not by your audience or your fans. We'll get to those numbers in just a second, in case you've forgotten. And we are delighted that Russell T Davies has agreed to write us another spectacular Christmas special for 2026. Well, it's not like the guy's going to get a whole lot of work anywhere else, because guess what? At the end of the day, boys and girls, despite all the virtue signaling, despite all of the activism, and despite all these people being possessed by the spirit of the age, 2 + 2 still equals 4. And anybody looking at Russell T Davies' current track record and the disastrous worst ratings in 60-year history. Do I need to repeat myself on that one again? Anybody that looks at that with half a brain in their head and any common sense left is going to go, yeah, that guy's past his prime. He may be good 20 years ago, maybe 30 years ago, but yeah, not so much anymore. We can assure fans the Doctor is not going anywhere, and we'll be announcing plans for the next series in due course, which will ensure the TARDIS remains at the heart of the BBC. Oh, really? Because you don't have a Doctor, right? That's the real question. That Christmas special that's supposed to be coming out next year, mind you, 2026, not anytime soon, next year. right? Remember even when the show was on hiatus, we used to get Christmas specials in between? Yeah, I remember. You remember? The Whovians remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. But like, seriously, who is it going to be? Is Billy Piper going to do you another last-minute favor and come back in for a Christmas special? Because that's really about the only hope you've got at this point. And yes, she did do it as a last-minute favor. She admitted that in an interview. So yes, once again, the rumors were proven true all over again, just like now. And this is just nuts. This is insane. The now concluded deal between the BBC and Disney Plus covered a total of 26 episodes, 2 main seasons of Doctor Who, and the war between the land and the sea. The production was reported to cost around £10 million, 13.3 American dollars per episode. Almost $14 million, $13 million per episode on the worst ratings in the 60-year history of the show. Boy, I wonder why Disney doesn't want to pay for this garbage anymore. Despite big-name guest stars and splashy production values, Doctor Who struggled to meet expectations in both UK and the US. Ratings have underperformed, and the series did not make significant inroads on the Disney Plus platform, particularly in North America. It never charted a single time. Oh, you guys are just whining and crying. You guys are just nitpicking about the ratings. Oh, really? Because it's not just us. Deadline's Jake Cantor goes, Doctor Who showrunner casts more doubt over series' future as UK ratings plummet. That's not my words. That's Deadline's words. We don't know what's happening. Really? Really? Jinx Monsoon? A gay black doctor who abandons his companion to go make out with a dude? How about David Tennant, one of the most beloved doctors of the new era, if not the most? What do? You bring him back for a bait and switch, all to tell his character, if only you were a man, you'd still understand, while standing next to a dude with a penis in a skirt, trying to convince everybody that she's so beautiful and wonderful with hands that could palm a basketball. Okay? We just don't know what's happening. I can't figure it out. Can you? It's almost like go woke, go broke is true over and over again. Tensions around the future have grown throughout the year. Star Ncuti Gatwa departed as the 15th Doctor under murky circumstances, late insider burnout. Yes, boys and girls. Ncuti Gatwa said working for Russell T Davies at the age of like early 30s, 32, 33, said it was too hard on his knees. I'll leave all of that to your imagination as to how he got the job and why that would be the case when you had Peter Capaldi, a man in his, 50s, 60s? Did it for almost 3 seasons and was supposed to go on for 5, right? Yeah, how about tell that to William Hartnell, who went on for how long and came back over and over again? Yeah, because the rumor mill told us, which, that's the same rumor mill that told us this was happening, that Disney was done and out with Doctor Who, told us that Ncuti's agent told him flat out, this show is burning down to the ground. You need to get the hell out before it ruins your career and taints your reputation. Because I don't blame Ncuti. I don't know. I've heard he might have been some good in some other things. Who knows? Apparently he's going to LA. He's going to make his big stardom in Hollywood out there. Maybe he'll end up doing good. Maybe he'll do great things out there. I wish him the best. I also pray that he finds his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and corrects the error of his ways. But at the end of the day, all of this is Russell T Davies' fault. Just like I don't blame Dr. Karen for what Chris Chibnall did to the Doctor Who lore, replacing Hartnell as the first Doctor and making the Time Lords into a bunch of monsters that tortured a child, right? I don't blame her for doing that. I also make fun of and joke about Dr. Karen all the time, just like I'll make fun of another dick-sucking asshole out there who Russell T Davies decided to use as the form of the Doctor out there. And we saw what happened with that. Russell T Davies flat out told us in interview after interview that despite ratings tanking, that his only goal was to reach kids, which apparently they were doing well at least his opinion, and that his agenda was full steam ahead. And that's what we got. I wonder why their ratings tanked. The season finale featured a regeneration twist involving Billy Piper's Rose Tyler, but fans and insiders alike were unclear on what that meant for the franchise. Because unlike at the end of every other time they've had the Doctor regenerate into somebody, they literally said, introducing X, Y, and Z as the Doctor, William Hurt. I mean, why wouldn't you do it with Billy Piper? It just said introducing Billy Piper. Now, I've got a fun little fan theory, and for those of you that are still watching this video, thank you very much this far in, and aren't just leaving me nasty comments because I told you that your woke Doctor Who is dead. But for those of you out there, I think everybody knew, Russell T Davies included, that this was over, right? It's Deadline writes the headline, not me, right? And so the Billy Piper thing is a Hail Mary, right? Because what did they do? If you remember the 60th anniversary anthology special, right? We had a bi regeneration. Remember? We have 2 doctors running around in the universe right now. You've got Tennant's Doctor, right? And then you've got Shooty's Doctor, which for some reason is now turned into Billy Piper. Now, the funny part about that is, what do you want to bet? Billy will show up in the Christmas special. She'll fade away as some mirage of the TARDIS because remember, Bad Wolf, right? And then they're going to pull Tennant back. I'm just speculating. That's just my theory. I'm just spitballing. But you know what's not a theory? It's over. Disney's Doctor Who is dead. And it should be. This was always going to happen. 2 + 2 still equals 4. And the worst ratings that plummeted, as Deadline said, the worst ratings in the 60-year history of arguably the greatest sci-fi and longest-running sci-fi show on the planet is now done. And why? Same reason all the rest of these franchises have died. Same reason why Magic the Gathering can only make money crossing over with every IP known to man. It's the same reason why Marvel is now bringing back Robert Downey Jr. and the Russo brothers and doing another Avengers movie. Because for years, these major corporations that control our favorite IPs, Doctor Who included, have been possessed by the spirit of the age. They have tried to chase a modern audience that did not and will not ever exist. As we've said it before and we'll say it again on this channel. They danced with the devil in the pale moonlight. They believed all of the lies he whispered into their ears, that their degeneracy, their sickness, their insanity was normal, that it was okay, that it was fine. And that those of us that spoke up and talked bad against them and said that this stuff wasn't right and certainly shouldn't be exposed to our children, especially in what is supposed to be a BBC family-friendly show, Doctor Who, that we were crazy, that we were bigots, that we were homophobes, that we were sexist, that we were this, that, and the other. We were told all of those things. And who turned out to be right? Because guess what? The majority of Doctor Who fans, the majority of actual Whovians out there have rejected Russell T Davies' abysmal abomination woke version of Doctor Who. And all the Disney money and all the Disney backing in the world didn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Because Chris Chibnall broke it and Russell T Davies came back, grounded it into dust, snorted it up his nose, shot it out of his ass, and fed it down all of our throats. And guess what? Now, Disney Doctor Who is dead. And they did it. BBC, Chris Chibnall, and Russell T Davies are responsible for this. And all of the hundreds of people that lost their jobs, don't blame all the sexists and the bigots out there. Blame your bosses. We didn't make these decisions. They did. We didn't write the stories. They did. But just like everyone else eventually finds out, the fans decide not the devil, not the agenda, not BBC, and not Russell T. Davies and where he likes to stick his genitalia. Because at the end of the day, boys and girls, one thing is undeniably true. Disney Doctor Who is dead. It had the worst ratings in the 60-year history of the show, and Whovians have decided they don't want your agenda. Dance with the devil all you want, Russell T. Davies, because at the end of the day, common sense wins out, and you have now been burned. Rest in peace, Disney Doctor Who. We won't miss you. A big shout out to all of our subscribers and members out there. Thanks for watching, and make sure you guys like and subscribe if you have not already.